What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to give you a no bullshit explanation on what exactly is a high value man and how you can become one. There are 7 components to this, so make sure you watch until the end. Alright, so in the last year, you probably heard a lot of people talking about this high value man shit, right? Fresh and Fit talks about it. Kevin Samuels used to talk about it all the time. May he rest in peace. Andrew Tate and a whole bunch of people outside the manosphere have also been talking about this. But I think a lot of people get it wrong. In the red pill community, they say that being a high value man is looks, money, status, right? Which I think is definitely a big part of it, but they're completely missing the inner emotional component of it, right? And then you see people outside the manosphere talking about things like integrity and, being a man who's like respectful, right? Which is sort of a small part of it, but again, they miss the picture. So first of all, let's define what exactly is a high value man. It is someone who's sexually attractive to women and is someone who's admired by men. It's really as simple as that. And I've identified 7 components that go into this. So I'm gonna break each one of these one by one so you guys can get an idea of what exactly you need to do to become high value. So the first one is pretty basic. It's looks, right? Yes, looks go into part of being sexually attractive to women, right? Now the good news is a big part of your looks is actually within your control. Anyone can increase their sexual market value by 2, maybe even 3 points through fitness, grooming, and fashion, right? And fitness is really the biggest part of it. So if you're a guy whose face is a little puffy, right, just by getting in really good shape and getting to single digits body fat, not only will you improve your body, you will also improve your face. Your face will look a lot better. Now you combine that with really good grooming, like going to a good barber shop, getting a fresh cut, right, you will look better, right? That in and of itself can make you look better. And good fashion, clothes that fit you well, that sit nice on your body, that are actually look good, and you have good colors, like that can also make a good difference. So just through these things, you can significantly improve your sexual market value. And fitness is really the big one that guys always forget. Like guys are just like, oh, I'm just an ugly guy in the black belt community. You'll hear this, right? But all of them are out of shape, right? So you really have no right to bitch unless you're jacked, right? So this is something I've personally been working on, consistently going to the gym for 5-6 years. Again, because I acknowledge the fact that my body will play a role in how I look, which will play a role in how sexually attractive I am. So that is the first one. It is your looks, and it is partially within your control. The second one, so this is the one that I usually harp on, finances. Yes, finances are somewhat important, but it really comes down to being financially independent, meaning like, are you basically working for someone 9 to 5 and you're someone's bitch, or do you have your own hustle and you have your own business? Now, it is possible to have a good financial situation while having an employer, right? That is doable, but generally speaking, financial independence is fairly sexy. Women like a guy who's the boss, right? Who works for himself, or he's the leader in whatever business thing that he does. You can be an influencer, whatever, as long as you're financially independent, right? But mainly this means that you're not like financially tied. You're not like, oh shit, I can't afford this. Now with finances, there's definitely a point of diminishing returns. So if you go from being like, let's just say lower class to upper middle class, you get a boost in how sexually attractive you are. But if you go from making $100,000 a year to making $300,000 a year, it's extreme diminishing returns, if any. The only exception is if you're going for sugar babies. So what is high value to one girl may not be so high value to another one. So to a sugar baby, finances might be the most important part of this component. But a very small percentage of girls are sugar babies. Most girls are not. And to them, once you get to a certain point, it's extreme diminishing returns. I would argue that out of the 7 things I'm going to mention, this is the least important one on this list, assuming that you get to a point where you're at least middle class. The third one, which I think is far more important than finances, is status. Status is extremely attractive. This is what the red pill community, I think, gets confused. All the benefits that come with status, they attribute to finances and money, right? But status is way more sexy, right? Because pretty much anyone can be rich, but not everyone can have high status. So when you hear status, you probably think of fame, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And yes, fame is a type of status that is very attractive. However, it's unachievable for the vast majority of men. But there's also a different kind of status that is achievable. And that's kind of like basically local status in whatever community you're in. So for example, if you're in the BDSM community and you're someone who's seen as an expert, right? You've gone to a lot of events, you're organizing, you can have very high status in that community and be desired. Or let's say, for example, let's take meditation, right? Let's say you start your own meditation club, or you're a fucking regular meditator that, everyone looks up to because you have the best meditation tactics. Like that shit will give you high status in that community. So it is entirely possible for every single guy watching this video to achieve a high level of status in some specific niche and community. Like, I understand that most people can't achieve fame because whatever, they're not YouTube, whatever, pickup dating instructors or whatever the fuck, or they're not celebrities, but you can achieve local status in whatever community that you're involved in. Number 4, we have emotional mastery. This is crucial. So high value man dominates his emotions instead of being dominated by them. There is nothing high value about losing your shit and flipping out on a random college chick. That is not high value behavior. A high value man is very grounded, right? He has full control of his emotions and he can use them to his advantage instead of being used by them. To give you an example, if me and my girlfriend are having an argument, right, and she says something that really ticks me off, my natural reaction might be to flip out or yell or something like that, right? But I don't do that because I have full control of my emotions. So I can ground my emotions and just very clearly articulate to her, why what she said upsets me. Or if I'm doing a debate, right? You see a lot of people who debate, they flip out, they lose their shit, they start yelling. But is that really high value behavior? Is that something that a lot of men are going to emulate? The answer is no. I think much more high value and attractive and worthy of emulation is someone who's grounded, who's cool, who keeps his shit, right? Which is what I try to do during all my, podcasts. Number 5, we have social skills. So you cannot be a high value man if you don't have at least good social skills, right? Now, you don't have to be the best fucking pickup artist in the world, but you do need to know how to handle a variety of social situations. And that is very attractive to a girl. If she sees that you can just engineer your way and dominate social interactions, that is definitely very attractive. And this requires several things. It requires social intuition, which is ability to pick up on social cues and kind of see where the tone of the conversation is going. It requires charisma and confidence, right? So those are the 3 things you need in order to have good social skills. And also practice. When I was younger, I had really bad social skills. Believe it or not, I was not the popular kid at school. I was actually the loser, right? I was really bad in social situations. I didn't know how to talk to girls. I didn't know how to talk to anyone. But I've significantly improved my social skills throughout time through practice, and repetition. Number 6, boundaries. Again, you cannot be a high value man if you have no boundaries. You see a lot of ultra rich guys who may even be in really good shape who are not attractive to women. And usually it's because they have no boundaries. They just put up with anything and everything, right? And they also typically don't have good social skills. So if you allow a woman or anyone to walk all over you, you're not a high value man. You need to have strong boundaries that you're not afraid to enforce. So if someone, whether it's a guy or girl, crosses your boundaries, you need to have zero hesitation in ending that relationship, right? So a low value man will put up with abuse from a girl. A high value man will be like, no, it's not cool, walking away. Honestly, I've never even gotten abused by any of my girlfriends or anything even remotely like that, because every girlfriend I've ever been with knows I have strong boundaries and I will not put up with it. Women have a tendency to sometimes test men, right? But they won't really do that as much if she knows that, this is not the kind of guy that will be pushed around, right? In order to be attractive, you have to have respect. In order to have respect, you have to have strong boundaries. No one is going to respect and admire you if you're not the kind of person that can stand up for yourself. And the last one is purpose, right? You need to have a strong purpose in life. Now, there's more to it than that. That purpose must be followed by action and some level of success. So for example, let's say some loser friend of yours from high school is you're like, hey man, what are you working on? I'm going to hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And they don't have a YouTube channel. Maybe their YouTube channel has been struggling for years, sitting at 2,000 subs. Yeah, you might laugh at that. You'd be like, okay, cool, man, right? But if I say I want to get to 1 million YouTube subscribers, you're going to be like, yeah, he can do it. Why? Well, because 1, you see them consistently pumping out videos. 2, you see I put a lot of work into this. 3, I've already achieved some level of success by hitting 100,000 subscribers, right? So it's entirely conceivable and doable. However, if I say that, if you ask me what are you doing, I'm saying, oh, my purpose is to get a bunch of people on Mars, you're going to laugh at it because I have no experience or action in that field. However, when Elon Musk says it, a lot of people will take him seriously because he's accomplished so much when it comes to starting businesses and space travel. So it's important to have a strong purpose, but not only is having a purpose important, you also need to have action that backs it up and some level of success. All right, hopefully you guys found this video valuable, and hopefully I've also demystified this whole what is a high value man things. I've identified 7 clear traits that I think anyone can work on, develop over time with enough effort. Anyway, the last component to being a high value man is smashing the like button, hitting subscribe, and clicking the bell for notification. And also, if you want to be a really, really high value man, then consider sharing this video with a friend. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.